Hello ESS, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here then just welcome. Hi, my name is Brenda. I do paranormal videos here on my channel, so if that is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss when I post another video like this one. Now with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. Alrighty, you guys, so as you can tell by the title, today I am going to be reading some more paranormal stories that were submitted to me by my subscribers, so by you guys. And as always, if you want to send in your paranormal stories to me so I can read them here on my channel, please send them to my email down here below, beyondbs.paranormal@gmail.com. That is the only place that I read these stories from, and that is the best place to send them into. That way you guys can be featured in the next video of this little series that I've had going on for a long time. Now let's cut right to the chase and get into our first story. This is gonna be story number 1. Alright, this one is sent in to me by Cheyenne. It's called My Personal Scary Story Experience. Alright, it says, "Hi Brenda, my name is Cheyenne and you can mention my name in your video if you'd like. I just subscribed to your channel after listening to only one video." Aw, thank you, I appreciate it. "I was trying to research personal stories with La Llorona and love your videos so far because you actually use your audience's stories in your videos, and I thought maybe I'd send you some of mine. So when I was about 19 or 20 years old, I had a bearded dragon and her night heat lamp was always on when I would go to bed. The color of the light was red and would light the room up so I could visually see everything in the room at night. Well, one night I was sleeping and had never been more scared in my life. I woke up but couldn't move my body and my eyes were slightly open, so I was aware that I was awake. I sat there for a second and was freaking out inside, wondering what was happening to me because I had never heard of sleep paralysis before. I usually sleep on my side and had my back faced toward my bedroom door. I had then heard someone open my bedroom door and felt something start to get on the bed. No! I hate that. I started freaking out inside and was terrified. I never got to see the person, but he had came up behind me and started whispering in my ear. He had said, quote, "Do you remember Louisiana?" End quote. And I immediately started breathing really hard and panicking. He sounded like an older man, and honestly, I didn't know what to do, especially because I had no control over my body and was scared that I had been drugged or something. After that, he had said, "Stop with the breathing." Oh my god. And a few seconds later, I finally gained control of my body again and jumped up, running out of my room to my mom's bedroom screaming. I banged on her door and told her and my stepdad what happened, and my stepdad had searched the house to find that no one was there, and all the windows and doors were locked. My mom had sat me on the couch and started to tell me about what sleep paralysis was, and that she used to experience it too when she was younger. I slept on the couch upstairs that night and made her stay with me because it was terrifying. I still experience sleep paralysis every once in a while and have even seen evil versions of myself in corners of the room that stare at me and float towards my face. I haven't heard anyone since the first time though, which by the way, I will never forget the sound of that man's voice. Anyway, I hope you liked my story and I love your channel so far. I hope you are safe and healthy. Aw, likewise, Cheyenne. Thank you so much. Oh my god, that was so freaking creepy. Oh my god. Like, imagine hearing that being whispered into your ear, especially when you're already like hyperventilating because, oh my god, this is so freaking terrifying. And this thing tells you to stop with the breathing. Oh my god. That is so creepy. I don't like it. And the fact that it wasn't like something random, it asked, "Do you remember Louisiana?" was this a ghost or was this your sleep paralysis demon? What? Have you ever been to Louisiana, by the way? Because that'd be really interesting. Like maybe something attached to you when you were on a trip down there. You went to some haunted place that you didn't know was haunted, you know? I did not like that. I mean, I like the story, but I did not like, you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Cheyenne. Creepy ass story. If you have any more, please send them. And thank you for subscribing. I'm so glad you found me. Also, I forgot to mention, guys, you already know the drill. It's glary. I can't do anything about it. I have to have my glasses. I can't freaking see. I'm blind. Okay? I'm sorry. Just have to, put that out there so nobody in the comments would be like, the glaring guy. Well, nobody ever does that, but I always have to mention it. Okay. Anyway, sorry. All right. Let's move on to story number 2. This one is sent in to me by Virginia Cruz Tapia? I hope I said that right. Ooh, this is a long one. And she sends me a couple of pictures with it. Let me take a look at the pictures first. Some stair. So she sent me a couple of pictures of some properties. So let's see what the story is about first. All right. It says, "Hello, Brenda. Hope you are doing good. I am once again writing to you, but now I'm sharing some of my daughter's experiences she has had the last couple of years. Like in my other story, I still feel my mom saw her doppelganger. Ever since she was small, I would catch her playing in the closet and speaking to someone. We lived in this small house and she was around 5 years old. The year was 2012, I believe. And I was showering her in the bathtub and she said she could see red glowing balls or eyes in the window. Keep in mind it was around 8 or 9 at night and was more noticeable when looking out the window. Even I would get creeped out when going in the bathroom at night. There were times I could feel someone or something looking at me. Going back to around 1994 or 1995, I was around 8 or 9. I remembered my grandparents who lived behind us and like 4 houses down on the next street had also seen red eyes in a big, tall pine tree that was in front of their house. They had lots of chickens, ducks, turkeys, and there were days 1 or 2 would end up dead. I also remember it was around the time they were reporting a lot of chupacabra sightings, and I think, what if it was that my daughter would see? Now, my daughter is currently 14, and we went to Mexico this past summer, in July. We were there for about 3 weeks with family, and we were getting ready to shower at my suegro's house. Keep in mind, our room is on the 2nd floor, and the shower and bathrooms are outside about 10 feet away from the house. And this day, it was already night. My daughter went down to shower, and when she got out, she said she heard voices whispering her name multiple times as she walked up to our room. I will add in a pic so you can see. My husband owns an empty lot next door to my in-laws' house. The only thing there is a small hut where my suegro puts his horse. The day after my daughter heard the whispering, the horse had tangled braids all over, and my suegro said it must have been duendes. I got goosebumps all over my body once he said that, and that's when my mother-in-law started telling us about when she was small, that her mom would send her and her sisters to throw away the ashes from a fogon, an outside stove, to dispose in a nearby creek because supposedly duendes come from the ashes, and there was a day that her and her sister were sent to throw away the ashes. It was already around dusk, and they got lazy and threw it to the side of the dirt road, and they ran, and my suegra heard these screams and steps, and they turned and saw little creatures running into bushes. I was scared to sleep once she told me, because what if that was what was calling my daughter? Then there was another time before all of this happened. My niece spent the night here at our house, and she woke up and saw what she describes as a vampire on the ceiling looking down at her with red eyes and fangs. She says she covered her face and doesn't remember falling back to sleep. We live in apartments, and supposedly the whole lot where we live, it was once a cemetery of the early pioneers, and that when the cemetery was moved, they only took the headstones and left the caskets buried. My other niece hates coming into the apartment complex because there's this old big tree in the entrance, and she says she sees this big troll with an ugly face looking at her. Our neighbors have also experienced weird stuff, And my friend who lives on the outskirts of town in a ranch nearby has also experienced scary incidents. But I will write it in on another day. Hope it wasn't too long, LO. There's so much I can write about, but I already freaked myself out and I'm alone at home right now. But thank you for taking time on reading my daughter's scary experience. Take care, Brenda. And then she explains what the pictures are. So the pictures of the stairs, I think where she was talking about her daughter was going up and she heard her name being called. And it says picture in the bottom are the stairs that go up to the room, and the view to the bathroom and shower is on the other side. And then the other is her husband's property that has a small house and overgrown trees and plants. And then she shows both of those on there. Wow, that was a crazy one. So many things going on in this little area where your husband's family live, I think it was, right? But yeah, so many crazy experiences that your daughter has had there. I can't even imagine. I feel like whenever there's just something in the middle of nowhere, there's always something scary going on, whether it be duendes or ghosts or trolls. That's a new one. I haven't heard of that. But I mean, anything's possible, right? Especially in a little town like this where there's not that many people, and maybe these like creatures are more comfortable with coming out of their little hiding areas because they're probably like, oh, you know, what's the worst that can happen? There's only like 5 people in this area or something like that. But that was really creepy, and I hope your daughter doesn't experience any more things, especially with that vampire girl again. Like, what is that? I was like, why is there always some like girl with fangs on the ceiling? But yeah, thank you again, Virginia, for those stories. I really did enjoy them, and then I'm really excited to see what else you are able to send in to me, other experiences. And yeah, thank you so much. So let's go ahead and move on to story number 3. This one says, hello, Brenda. I would like for you to share this story with your viewers about my father's scary experience that he saw when he was a kid. Back in Catano, Puerto Rico, I hope I said that right. In the late 1960s, my dad was about 12 years old. When he was on his way home, coming back from visiting his grandparents, while he was walking through the streets and then through the fields alone, as he walked, he overheard some little girl crying, and he didn't know where it was coming from. So then after that, he saw the little girl, and there she was crying, just sitting down, facing down on her knees, hiding her face. And he went up to her and asked if she was okay. Did she need any help? As soon as he asked her that, she looked up and appeared to be a witch, not a child. He said that her eyes were red. They were rolled backwards with long claws, with long black hair, and was cackling at him. And he was freaking out and ran as fast as he could. He said she looked so possessive, or possessed. Ever since he experienced that creepy incident, him and his parents moved away to another city, since Catano, Puerto Rico in that time had many creepy theories. But he never thought he would ever experience seeing something like that. Thank you so much, Brenda. I always admired all your stories. You are one of my favorite YouTube influencers ever. Many positive vibes to you from us, Marie. Thank you so much, Marie. That is so sweet of you to say. Oh my god. So he basically got tricked a little bit by some witch, but I mean, at least nothing bad happened to him, because it seems like she just did that and he was able to kind of just dip. That is so creepy though. I wonder what her intentions were, because I mean, he walked up to her because she was crying. Obviously she wasn't a little girl. Turned out she like reveals herself as a witch, and then she doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know. Sometimes when it's stuff like this, I'm just like, what is the purpose? Are these things just trying to scare us, or are they just trying to prove that they are real and that they exist, and they don't do anything? Because then you can go on to tell people that you saw this. I don't know, like, girl, what is the reason? But that was really creepy either way. I would be shook. I would have left too. Thank you so much, Marie, for sending that in and for your kind words. I appreciate you so much. Alright, so I think we have one more to read. Alright, let's go on, and story number 4, and her last story for tonight. And we have another story by our good friend Lily, And this one is titled A Blast from the Past. It says, "Hi Brenda, it's Lily again, your avid viewer. Thanks for sharing all the stories I submitted. I work a full-time office job, and while doing clinical training as a requirement in completing my master's degree in psychology, having the time to sit in my couch while watching you on TV and getting to lay down in my bed while typing in these stories shared by my friends and family are such a luxury to me. Thank you for actively delivering content to us who find comfort and entertainment in paranormal stories." Oh, you're so sweet. I'm so glad that you enjoy them, Lily. And then thank you for sending in the content for me to create. I appreciate it. It says, "This one is by one of my best friend's younger brother. Let's call him Conan. The three of us went to the same very old Catholic school built in 1595 by Spanish friars during the colonization era in the Philippines. Campus urban legends and stories of alleged ghost sightings are being passed on from generation to generations. One of them is about this young lady named Mindamura, who was a high school student there at the time of the Japanese occupation after we got our independence from the Spaniards. She was said to be raped and murdered by a janitor / security guard / priest in the auditorium. There are testimonies of hearing her cry and scream whenever it's quiet there at night. Conan's unforgettable experience that he still carries with him 13 years later is also about one of the most popular campus ghost stories. He didn't share this to anybody until around last year. One day he was hanging out with his classmate whom he hasn't seen for 2 years because our government mandated to not open the schools and continue with online classes to lower the COVID cases. They were reminiscing their childhood memories, and then his friend suddenly remembered that one time that Conan wasn't in the mood to play cards and wanted to be picked up by his dad right away. His friend said that he ran down the stairs, which was weird because there's no reason to hurry, especially with how heavy their bag full of books were. Conan knew exactly what he was talking about and finally decided to tell him. Quote, "Bro, we went to the 4th floor because it was the quietest at that time, right? And the chapel was located right beside the stairs?" His friend was just nodding and waiting for him to say something. Conan then proceeded, "Well, I saw a headless priest at the altar making gestures like he was conducting a homily." A homily? Homily? His friend's jaw dropped. So did mine when my bestie narrated it to me. Oh my god, that's so that's it. She just ended it like that. That is so creepy. She left me on a bit of a shocker. Because that's a freaking creepy. Why would he be headless? That is so strange. Like, did they, after they found out that he was like, after they found out that he did that to that girl, did they decapitate him or something? Is that what happened? Is that why he was headless? Because what the hell? I mean, either way, I would have been scared. I would not be asking questions. I would just be like, what the hell was that? That's basically as much as what would come out of my mouth. Oh my god, that sentence was, I did not say that sentence well. And I'm blabbering now because I'm just like, I can't seem to say words. But at least I read okay. I felt like I was having a hard time reading too. But thank you so much, Lily, for that creepy story. That school seems like it has a lot of trauma. Of course, any place where there's like history or there's big events that happen, there's always something that's gonna happen. I would not want to go to that school, first of all, because I feel like there would be a lot of scary things that would happen. I went to an old school too for like 1 year. I think I was in, I want to say 6th grade. I only went to that school in 6th grade, and it's a very old building in before getting to downtown Seattle, and it's this huge, gigantic school, and it was super outdated. They hadn't remodeled it since probably like the 60s or something like that, and that school creeped me out too, especially when I was I would get there late and everybody would already be in their classes, and then I would have to walk through all these corridors and all these stairways by myself, and the stairways were creepy as hell, and I was always scared that something was gonna pop up, like I would end up seeing some kind of ghosts in the school, but nothing ever happened. It was just a very old building and a very old school. It just looked creepy, but nothing ever did happen. And I actually went to go visit it like a few years ago to see what it looked like now, and they remodeled the entire thing, and I was like, where was this when I was going there? Because I wouldn't have been scared of this school. But it was like, I feel like it was a long time in the making. But anyway, yeah guys, that is going to be the last story. I really enjoyed it, Lily, and I look forward to hearing some more stories from you if you end up having any more. I really appreciate how many you have sent me so far. I think you probably hold the record of the amount of stories that you've sent me, and I truly do appreciate it. And yeah guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I think I am posting this on Friday, so I hope that you guys had a good Thanksgiving. I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving very much. It's just a day off that I get to be able to spend with my family, and we do eat together and we do give thanks, but obviously the actual meaning behind Thanksgiving I don't stand behind. But today is also a Native American Heritage Day, so the day that I'm posting this is Friday, so happy Native American Heritage Day, and I hope that you guys had a good time on Thanksgiving, at least with your friends and family, and that you ate a lot of good food. Let me know what you guys ate down below, just so I know what everybody does, because I don't do traditional food either for Thanksgiving, because it's just kind of dinner with my family, because we're not working, any of us are not working, but I think my mom is gonna make gorditas. We're gonna have tamales, and I think she's gonna make chicken salad. I don't remember. She said she has a lot, and I'm gonna make carrot cake and pumpkin pie. So let me know what you guys did on Thanksgiving, on your day off, if you did have it off. And yeah guys, that's gonna be it. But before I do end today's video, today's comment shout out goes to this person right here. Thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. As always, I really do appreciate it. And if you want to be the next comment shout out, all you have to do is leave me a nice comment down below, and that's it. And guys, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Hopefully I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. Bye bye.